Hi, it's Riley. Today I'm here to share some more stories with you. Also, can we just talk about real quick how pink my hair is getting? Do you see that? I kind of like it though. So I'm just gonna get started or else I'll just keep rambling like I always do. Okay, so the first one, I think I was like 7. Maybe like I was like 8 or something. But I lived in an apartment with my mom, my younger sister, and then my older brother, Jordan. So me and Jordan were hanging out with some of his like older friends, you know, whatever, and I was like really ecstatic to be like hanging out with like older kids, even though they're only like 3 years older. But you know, when you're like 6 or 7, like 10-year-olds are like the shit. So anyways, I'm hanging out with them, and there's like these phones outside at the apartment complex we all lived in. So my brother's friend was like, hey, there's this thing where if you call Toys R Us, they'll give you free toys. And I was like, oh, no way, really? So I was like, you know, what's the number? Like, tell me, let me call him. And I'm like begging him, and he like won't tell me. And so he finally goes to tell me, and he says 911, right? Okay. So like, you know, I'm really little, and I'm like, all right, whatever. So I dial 911, and I called him from the apartment complex. I don't remember, because I was so young, I don't really remember what the conversation was, but I remember them saying something and me being like, oh god, and I hung up on him. So what I did was, I kind of just went and hid, and my brother and his friend were like out playing together still, and I went into my house, or my apartment or whatever, and I'm like chilling in there, and the police show up. And I don't really remember what happens or how I end up, but I end up out there being lectured by the police at like 6, 7 years old with my mom like freaking out wondering why the police are yelling at me, and I'm like sitting on the hood of their car and they're like yelling at me, and I'm like, Mom, it was Jordan. I think the guy's name was like Connor maybe. I was like, it was Jordan and Connor. I was like, it wasn't me. And she didn't believe me, and the police yelled at me. I was just like crying, and it was really bad. And that was my first involvement with the police. Speaking of the police, I got pulled over this past year on 420, and I wasn't smoking, I wasn't doing anything, I was being a good kid, I was literally driving around. I picked up some milk, literally, so my sisters could have milk, breakfast in the morning, or cereal or whatever, because we didn't have any milk. I just said milk, what the fuck? And I'm driving around, and there's this like white car pulls up next to me, and I'm like, oh, this is the cop. And I was like, all right, you know, whatever, let me turn my music down and just chill. And I have all my windows down, and I'm going, and he's going so slow, and I'm like, oh my god, what is he doing? Is he like trying to run my tags or something? So I slow down, and I'm just like, screw it, I don't like this. So I went and I turned down an old road that I used to know, and as soon as I put on my turning signal and turn, he pulls me over, and I was like, fuck. So he pulls me over, and you know, he comes and talks to me. He's like, do you know why I pulled you over? And I was like, no. And then he's like, well, I pulled you over actually because you smell like weed. And I was like, what? And he's like, you smell like weed. And I was like, wait, what? So he's like, can you step out of the car? And I was like, yes. And he like has me up against the car, and he's like putting my hands behind my back, and he's like searching me, and he's like, do you have any, you know, weapons? And I'm like, no. And he's like, do you care if I search the car? I was like, girl, I don't care, go ahead, there ain't shit in there. I wasn't wearing any like makeup or anything. So when he goes in there, he's like, is this your purse? And I was like, yes. And I was like nervous. I was just nervous because I was scared he was gonna be like judge me and maybe like mistreat me because of it. But he was really nice, he was really cool actually. He's like, is that cool? Is it just like easier to hold shit like that? Like, you know, put everything in it? And I was like, no, it's just kind of my style. I was like, I wear makeup and stuff too. So he dumps it all out, of course, and searches through it. Doesn't find anything, and I was like, told ya. And he just let me go, and he was really nice. And that's that. So I was on a road trip to, I think I was in Phoenix. I don't remember, but I was in like visiting a friend's house she got in somewhere up in Arizona, like north in Arizona. I think it was like Phoenix or a little bit outside of Phoenix, but then we went into Phoenix anyways, and we were at this like huge mall in this huge like theater, and we got out of the theater. I forget what movie we saw. Oh, we saw that one that's like the prequel to Alien. I don't remember what it's called. So we get out of the theater, and we all have to pee, of course, and it was me and 3 girls. So we're walking towards the bathrooms, and I see this really tall person, African American with dreads. And I just didn't even think twice about it. She was wearing just jeans and a t-shirt, like, and I just saw up, I saw the dreads, I saw jeans and a t-shirt, and you know, I'm like texting, I'm like not even thinking about it. So I thought it was a guy, and I followed him into the bathroom. Well, her, excuse me. I followed her into the bathroom thinking it was a men's bathroom. And I walked in, and I was like, why are there only stalls? And I was like, this is weird. And I was like, whatever. So I walk in, and I just go into a stall, and I'm like peeing. And I hear these voices. I'm like, who is that? And then all those girls that I were with, I hear them in the bathroom. And I was like, one of the girls' name was like Faith, and I was like, Faith? And they were like, Reilly? And I was like, oh my god, why are you guys in the girl or the boys' bathroom? They're like, this is the girls. And I was like, what? It's like, but I followed a guy in here. And of course, that girl was the only other person in here. And I was like, but, and I get out of the stall, I'm done peeing, and she's standing there, and she's like laughing, and I'm like laughing. She was thankfully like so nice about it, and I was just like, oh my god. So that happened, and then I just kind of, you know, went on with my day and left the bathroom, and that was that. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm gonna tell you one more story. So me and my brothers really like to like pick on my mom like a lot. Like we were little shitheads. I mean, I don't know how she didn't like murder us, seriously. So one day, I think it was Thanksgiving, and we're going to her dad's house, my grandfather's house. So we're going over to their house, and she had spent all day making like this green bean casserole or something. My mom doesn't cook, so like for her to cook something means like a lot. Like it's, you know, it was special to her for Thanksgiving. Anyway, so we're walking out of the house, and my older brother has it, and he walks out before my mom does, and then me, my mom's boyfriend at the time, and her are chilling in a house still, and we're about to go out, and Jordan runs in, my older brother Jordan runs in, he's like, oh shit, and my mom's like, what? And Jordan goes, I dropped the green bean casserole or something like that, and my mom's like, really? And I ran out there because I was like, nuh-uh. And he had set it on the flower bed thing, like the outside of the window, whatever they're called, where you set flowers. And I ran inside, and I was like, oh my god, he did. And she literally was just like screamed and then cried and ran into her room, and we were just laughing, and she just ran into her room and cried until we finally told her that we were just kidding, and she was pissed. And that was basically like the whole childhood. Oh my god, wait. Okay, so there's another really funny story. When I was really little, it was Easter, and I'm in the back seat of the car. I had an Easter basket on the ground, and my mom was driving, and my older brother was in the front. And I was kicking the Easter basket, making like a really annoying noise like a little kid would do. And my mom was like, Reilly, if you kick that damn basket one more time, I'm gonna throw it out the window. And I was like, So I kicked it again, and she slammed on the brakes, turned around, like reached around the seat, grabbed it, threw the whole fucking thing out the window. And I didn't get any candy that Easter. And I learned my lesson. But those are just some funny stories. I hope you enjoy. I just wanted to tell some more because it seemed like people liked the other video I did of it, and I thought it's kind of funny, and I have a lot of funny shit that happened to me in my childhood, so maybe I'll come back with more shortly. Thank you for watching, and thank you to all these people that are subscribing to me and commenting on my videos. It's really sweet, and I really appreciate it. Tell me if you liked it or if I should do more storytime videos, because I think they're really fun and I really like them. But thank you. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, comment, subscribe, like, anything. Love you. Bye!